Yo, welcome back to Son of a Preacher Man. Who am I? Well, I'm the Soap Man. Soap Man. Now, I had to interrupt our regular scheduled program to bring you a very special announcement. This episode was 100% spontaneous. I recently came across a number of videos on YouTube which compelled me to do this episode. And since it would have bothered me more to not do it, here we are. State of the Union, clout chasing, devil worship, and social media. I don't have a lot of time, and I have a lot of information to cover, so let's get started. Rap burst on the scene in the early 70s. DJs would isolate percussion beats in between songs to interact with crowds and audience members. The Sugar Hill Gang pictured here was the first time I ever saw anyone rap. I don't even know the names of these individuals, but I certainly remember their song. Hip, hop, hop to the bang bang boogity boo. Get down to the bang bang boogity, something like that. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And something, we gonna make you move your feet. Okay, I got the lyrics all wrong, but it went something like that, okay? Now by the time I was born in the late 70s, rap was still in its infancy. Groups like Sugar Hill Gang had already inspired others to take up the mantle. In 1979, rap artist Kurtis Blow became the first rapper to be signed to a major record label. Early pioneers like Kurtis Blow opened the door for many black youths and other aspiring artists. Wait and see what happens, though. Just wait. Another one of my favorite groups and early pioneers of the rap game was the Fat Boys. Kool Rock, pictured here on your left, holding up the bunny ears in front of the human beatbox. He was my favorite rapper of the three. Now the Fat Boys, the reason I like them is because they made it cool to be fat. It was something that was like unheard of, you know? People usually look down on fat people, but the Fat Boys actually made you want to be fat. Kool Rock kicked a verse one time like this and went a little something like this. Kool Rock is the name, food is the game, got style, got class, I'm still the same. I've bent my life on having fun, and when it comes to eating, I'm number one. How could you resist lyrics like that, okay? They was fly, they was cool, and they were fat. I couldn't get enough of them. I brought every album. In the middle, there's my favorite, Kool Rock. To the far left was the human beatbox. The sounds this man made with his mouth were incredible. He was literally like an instrument, a human instrument. You see Dr. J pictured there in the background. I forget the dude on the right's name, the light-skinned dude. He was like the funny one of the group. Kool Rock was the best rapper. The light-skinned dude to the right, he was the funniest one of the two. And the human beatbox to the far left, he was just incredible, okay? Now, Kool Mo D was another one of my favorites. And by this time, I was hooked. He had hits like How You Like Me Now and the Wild Wild West. And I knew the lyrics from start to finish. His rivalry with young and upcoming artist LL Cool J was epic. And it went down in history, as far as my knowledge, as the first rap battle on wax. Some of my other favorites included the Big Daddy Kane and MC Lyte. MC Lyte was one of the first major female MCs, and she held her own. And she was just as good as, or almost as good as, any of the fellas. Now, these are the Beastie Boys. They were the first white rappers. And back then, they were the only white rappers. Now, the thing I liked about them was their authenticity. They didn't try to be something that they wasn't. They liked to rap, they liked to party, and they liked beer. You remember they song? I don't know if any of y'all around my age, you remember the song? No! Sleep till Brooklyn! Brooklyn! Yeah, that was my jam. So, the Beastie Boys, this is a long way away from where we are now. Back then, it was just really all about partying and having fun and enjoying the music. And they fell right in line with that. They were the only white rappers, but they were hot. I mean, it didn't matter to me that they were white. You know, they brought a different style and a different flavor to the rap game. But they was just as cool to me, or almost as cool as any other rap group. Now, in the late 80s, gangster rap burst into the industry and took it by storm. I mean, took it over completely. I cannot emphasize that enough. Rap began on the East Coast in New York. So, for a group from LA to come in and dominate the industry so definitively is evidence of just how powerful and influential this group was. And it's really weird to see them looking so young. This is Dr. Dre to the far left. This is Ice Cube next to him, DJ Yella second to the right. And you can't see MC Ren because he's too black and it's a shadow covering him, but trust me, that's MC Ren. I was enthralled by this group. And so was everybody else. Now this is Eazy-E in the middle. He was the one who funded the group. He didn't really start off rapping at first, but once they finally convinced him to start rapping, he became the most popular member of the group. Now Ice Cube, at the bottom left, he wrote most of the lyrics for the group. And it was because of this reason that he was my favorite. I always thought that Ice Cube was the most talented out of the group. Eazy-E in the middle, he had a really kind of high kid voice and he looked a lot younger than what he was. And so, you know, he was really popular, but I knew Ice Cube was writing all their lyrics. And so he was my favorite. Now, this group was so popular. Let me explain something to you. When this group first came out, white people, they used to make fun of rap. I remember one of my white friends saying to me, "Oh my God, rap is so stupid. And you know, they thought it was just so remedial and childish. But by the time NWA came on the scene, even white people who hated rap started liking rap. I mean, they couldn't resist it, and they jumped right on the bandwagon. Here's another picture of Ice Cube looking a little older, mean as hell. Still my dog, though. Now, Snoop Dogg came shortly after. At only around 19 years of age, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style was the hottest thing out on the street, period. When you ask who's the GOAT of rap, well, when Snoop Dogg came out, he was definitely the GOAT of rap. But you only the GOAT until the next hottest thing comes out. And that next hot thing was Tupac Shakur, pictured here on your left, and Biggie Smalls, pictured here on your right. Now, Tupac was originally from the East Coast, but moved out to the West Coast. It was from Oakland, California that he made a name for himself. Biggie Smalls, on the other hand, hailed from Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant. They started out as friends, but would eventually become bitter rivals, dragging the hip-hop community and frankly the majority of the young black population into their feud. It was East Coast versus West Coast, with each respective artist leading the charge. I must admit, I was Team Tupac. In the end, both rap artists would tragically lose their life, leaving a power vacuum within the rap community. Now here, we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of this presentation. Rappers who sold their soul. And why? Ah, yes. This is New York rapper Jay-Z. I'm sure he's quite familiar to most of you. He rose to prominence after the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. If you ask me, he rode Biggie's coattails right to the top. When I first saw Jay-Z, I was like, who is this dude? Like, all on Biggie Smalls' gonads. I mean, dog, he was just like a fly hovering over food. I don't want to say garbage because Biggie Smalls was anything but garbage, but honestly, I'm not dissing Jay-Z. I like his music. I don't too much like him as a person, but I like his music. I think he's very talented, but I can separate, one thing from another. When I first saw Jay-Z, it was on a Hawaiian Sophie video. I believe it was on a Hawaiian Sophie video. The next thing I know, he went from wearing a Hawaiian hula and flowers to like being a gangster sitting at a table with Biggie Smalls. And I was just like, who is this dude? Like, he is just all up Biggie Smalls' behind. Well, anyway, not really much to see here. Jay-Z just looks like a normal guy, normal rapper. But let's take a deeper and closer look. This is Jay-Z throwing up his signature trademark diamond sign, which is supposed to stand for his record company, Rockefeller, or The Rock. At least that's what he wants you to believe. But let's take a closer look. Because what I'm about to prove to you is that Jay-Z is a devil worshiper. This is Aleister Crowley, a well-known occultist, self-proclaimed magician, mystic, and yes, devil worshiper. Notice the triangle on his hat, if that's what you want to call that. That's the Eye of Ra, or the Eye of Horus. You'd have to look up, some Egyptian religion and culture to understand what that is exactly and what it means. I'm not about to go into it right now. I know what it means. But if you want to know more, look up Eye of Horus, Horus, or Eye of Ra. And that'll give you a little bit more insight as to what this guy's up to. But frankly, he's a devil worshiper. He was, when he was alive, I think back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, he was a well-known devil worshiper. He went and studied in Egypt to better develop and hone his craft. But this video isn't about him, and so I'm not going to go too deep into Aleister Crowley. Here's where I'm going with this. Aleister Crowley crowned the phrase, "Do as thou wilt." Now, what does that mean, Soap Man? Well, in the Bible, it's all about God's will. I don't know if you know the story of Jesus, but when it came time for Jesus to die, he prayed to God and he begged God to spare his life because he wanted to live. But at the end of his prayer, he said, "Nevertheless, do as thou wilt," meaning, God, your will be done. He said, "Nevertheless, God, your will be done. Thou will be done." So he's saying to God, God, do as you will. This is what I want, but in the end, it's not about what I want. It's about what you want. Do as thou wilt, God. Well, Aleister Crowley is saying something that goes completely against that. He's saying, do as you will. Do as yourself, the individual will. Do what you will, not what God wants you to do. Do what you want to do. Here's another slide of Jay-Z. And as you can see, he is proudly sporting a t-shirt with Aleister Crowley's quote, "Do as thou wilt." Now, if he meant that as God, if he meant to be saying that to God, it would say, God's will be done, or something along that lines. But no, he's proudly sporting this, and it's not a t-shirt, I apologize, it looks more like a hoodie. He's quoting Aleister Crowley. Do as thou wilt, not God's will be done. Remember, Jesus said, God, I don't want to die, but nevertheless, your will be done. Well, Jay-Z is in line with Aleister Crowley. He's saying, no, God, not your will be done. I will do as I will. Now, are you puzzled? Why would a rapper from New York be wearing a shirt with a quote from Aleister Crowley, you ask? Well, it is because, like Aleister Crowley, Jay-Z is a devil worshiper. And so is his one-time friend, Kanye West. More on him in a moment. This is Marshall Mathers. He is also known by his stage name, Eminem. He's also known by the stage name Slim Shady. He is the self-proclaimed rap god. And in my opinion, he is one of the coldest white boy rappers to ever hold a microphone. He is also, in my opinion, one of the greatest rappers of all time in history. He is, it's true. The boy is nice. I've never bought one of his albums, but that does not mean he is not one of the best rappers in the game and in history. He is. Eminem is also one, if not the last rapper that you want to cross, slight, or get into a rap battle with. He is just not the one. He has literally destroyed the career of everyone he has ever had beef with. This is because Eminem grew up in Detroit, Michigan, a predominantly black area called 8 Mile. If that isn't daunting enough, He also chose a career predominantly dominated by black men. Now, let me expound on that for a minute, because I want you to go away with how difficult it had to be for Eminem to get to where he was. I went to an all-white school back in the 80s. We moved from Gary, Indiana to Maryville, Indiana. My family was the first black family to move to the town of Maryville. And my older brother and I literally fought every single day. I imagine it was the same for Eminem. But I wasn't in the rap game back then. Eminem grew up in a predominantly black town in a career predominantly black. Use your imagination. It had to be extremely difficult for him. And for him to be as successful as he has become, coming up through the muck and mire that he had to come up through, gives you an indication of how talented he had to be. Now, rumors have surfaced about Marshall Mathers' alleged devil worship. However, I have not seen enough evidence to say so definitively, as Eminem is not as blatant as most modern day rappers. However, this practice of devil worship has become so prevalent within modern hip hop and within the modern hip hop community that if the rumors of Eminem's devil worship turned out to be true, I would not be surprised in the least. Now, one thing that is not up for debate is that Eminem's success opened the door for a plethora of white boy rappers who were probably hesitant to get into the game prior to his success. This is Mac Miller. He is one of the few white boys who broke into the rap game following the road or path paved by Eminem. I don't know if Mac sold his soul, but he died by suicide a few years ago, which is interesting. This is Machine Gun Kelly. He was another one of these white boy rappers who recently broke into the game. Machine Gun Kelly had a promising career in rap. I actually liked his breakout song, Rap Devil. But Machine Gun Kelly made the fatal mistake of trying to launch his rap career not off of the back of Eminem, but by attempting to diss and humiliate Eminem. You see, Machine Gun Kelly's song Rap Devil was a jab at Eminem because Eminem calls himself the rap god. So Machine Gun Kelly came out with a song called Rap Devil, just completely dissing Eminem. The beat was nice, the beat was cold, and his lyrics were beyond decent. I liked it. When Eminem got through with MJ Kelly, When Eminem got a hold and got through with Machine Gun Kelly quit rapping and tried his hand at rock and roll or alternative rock or rap rock or whatever the hell you want to call what he now does. But Eminem definitively ended his rap career with one or two songs. And one of the songs Eminem claims he wrote in no more than 6 minutes. 6 minutes out of your day to end someone's career. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. This is Lil Pump. Though he is not the first to do it, he became the face of a genre called mumble rap. Now, what that basically means is garbage rap. This generation of rap artists popularized face tattoos and multicolored hair and very little talent. if any at all. This era marked a significant decline in rap music, probably due to the abysmal garbage lyrics and 9 out of 10 of the rappers using the word lil, L-I-L, in their stage name. Now, the fact that Lil Pump is talentless did not prevent him from becoming very rich and a very successful rapper. But crossing Eminem did bring his career to a screeching and abrupt halt. You see, Lil Pump made a bunch of music about nothing, and he got paid a lot of money for it. So this went to his head. And he was also young, so he started feeling himself. He started feeling himself enough to cross Eminem. Now, I don't know how the beef started, who said what about who first, but I can tell you how it ended. If you've ever heard of Lil Pump before, you don't hear too much from him now. Because like a whole host of rappers, Eminem got a hold of this boy, and the rest is history. Okay, this is Juice WRLD, one of the most garbage and boring rappers I have ever heard in my life. Now, he passed too from an overdose off of, I don't know, pills, I think, mostly. But I'm talking about when he was alive. I'm not trying to kick someone while they're down, literally. I'm not trying to diss the dead. And I'm not trying to talk about anybody when they're not here to defend themselves. I listened to Juice WRLD. I listened to him even after I thought he was garbage, to make sure I wasn't being too hard on him. And I'm not. He's garbage. He's not just garbage. He was one of the worst rappers lyrically that I have ever heard. He's from Chicago. I got a lot of love from Chicago. I'm right next door to Chicago in Gary, Indiana. But this dude was garbage. I do not understand how he was selling out shows. I mean, yeah, the audience must have been high as hell and thought they were listening to Tupac. This is another garbage rapper. And to tell you the truth, I don't even remember his name. Maybe it was MC Lil Garbage Rapper. The list of these garbage rappers nowadays, it just goes on and on and on. Non-stop. Anyway, he was garbage, and his career too was short-lived. But it really seems to be no end to these garbage, whack rappers. This is Kodak Black, looking like something right out of a fairy tale or a nightmare. I don't know. I mean, dog, what is this? Pippi Longstocking? Jeez, oh Pete. If I saw this dude on the street, I'd throw a bottle of holy water in his face. He just looked scary and retarded. Anyway, Kodak Black is another garbage rapper. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really can't call him a garbage rapper because I don't understand a word that comes out of his mouth. But when I can, it's really not worth understanding. But what's puzzling to me is what the fans see in these garbage artists. This is Stitches, a rapper who simply got high off cocaine and rapped about it. He lied about 90% of the stuff he rapped about, other than doing cocaine, and did any and everything possible to get attention. This got him beat up pretty badly and kept him in trouble with the law. His career lasted about 1 year, and I do not believe he even had one hit song. Now, this is Iggy Azalea? I can't even pronounce her name. She's from Australia. She thought all she needed to do was look cute and talk black to make it in the rap game. So she switched up her slang and lingo to like a little southern style, a little southern lingo. Start talking like my boys from the South, and got on. More garbage rap. Rappers like this, it's the reason I don't really even listen to rap anymore. I listen to rap songs from the 90s. Because if this is what rap has to offer, hard pass. She's cute. I'll give her that. But rapping? I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know. Maybe if I rapped about Australian, maybe if you rapped about Outback Steakhouse. I don't know. I don't know how to help the girl. So, here's another garbage rapper, Tyga. He is so soft and garbage, he had no choice but to sell his soul to the devil. And that's exactly what he did. Only he was so garbage that even the devil could not make him into a success. Not even the devil could make him a good rapper. Garbage. Trash. That didn't stop him from doing what he had to do. This is XXX Tentacion. He was the first successful internet rapper, and he most definitely sold his soul. He talked and rapped about it like it was normal. He influenced a lot of fans and aspiring rappers. He was very young when he was murdered during a robbery in broad daylight and on camera while shopping for a new motorcycle. Weirdo. I mean, this dude had the black youth in the palm of his hand. I read some of his emails. Someone asked him, "Are you a demon?" He didn't respond by saying, "No, I'm not a demon. What are you talking about? Don't be ridiculous." His response was, "No, I'm not a demon, but I do know how to tap into demonic forces." Speaking of weirdos, this is Tekashi 6ix9ine. He is by far the biggest clout chasing, crap starting, false flagging, fake ass snitch in the rap game. I would need a whole separate video to explain to you how I feel about this man. The most astonishing thing to me about Tekashi 6ix9ine is how much he's managed to get away with and still be breathing, let alone walking the streets, making music, and continuing to get filthy rich. He is the biggest clout-chasing, desperate rapper I have ever laid eyes on. And it would literally take me a whole video to say what I want to say about him. But do I really need to? Just look at him with his face tattoos and rainbow hair. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, this dude could not have walked the same streets that I walked on. He could not have went to the same school that I went to. He would have gotten beaten up every single day of his life. But again, he is very rich and highly successful. This is NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy, pictured here, raps about dark, demonic shit all the time with no shame, and why not? It's made him one of the most successful and wealthiest rappers today. And the kids, they absolutely love him. Here's Lil Uzi Vert. Now, don't be fooled by his name. It's a simple play on words. Lil Uzi Vert. Lil Uzi Vert. What it means is Lucifer. Lil Uzi Vert. It's not even really that clever. His idol, according to him, is renowned Satanist and devil worshiper Marilyn Manson. Again, notice the trademark face tattoos and multicolored hair. This is something you'll see with a lot of modern day rappers. Because in my opinion, they're all doing the same thing. Not just with the face tattoos and colored hair. They're all worshiping the devil. This is Lil Nas X. Do I even have to say it? Though he's clean cut and doesn't have face tattoos, he takes gay to a whole new level. He takes shame to a whole new level. I hate that this dude is black. He is a mark and a stain upon all black men. I mean, just look at him. Look at him. An utter and abject disgrace. He was sued by Nike for selling Nike shoes with blood placed in the sole of the shoe. He did not have Nike's permission to do this. He did this despite the fact that he did not have any type of legal contract with Nike in which to do so. Now, he raps about, giving the devil lap dances and stripping and all kind of weirdo clout chasing, devil worshiping stuff, anything to get attention, anything to get paid, like all of them. And like each and every new rapper that comes out, he pushes the envelope further than anyone else. And I'm sure the next rapper after him will push the envelope even further than him. At the BET Music Awards, he did something absolutely unprecedented. But just look at this slide right here. None of these dudes. Let me rap to you for a minute. Look at this slide right here. Look at all four of these dudes. Look at him. Look at Lil Nas X. I would say his outfit was dope if it was on a woman. As a black man, this is embarrassing. I don't know this dude, and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed looking at him. I cannot imagine the horror on the face of the audience members at the BET Awards. If I was his father, you would find me hanging and swinging from a rope. Yes, you would. I cannot say enough. I'm blown. I saw the BET Music Awards. I've seen this picture before. Even now, as many times as I've seen cuts and slides of the BET Music Awards, as many times as I've seen Lil Nas X on commercials, this slide still makes me cringe. Black people, black men, how did it get to this? How did we allow it to get to this point? Remember back in the day at one of the music awards, Madonna kissed Britney Spears? And that was provocative back then. That was shocking. But it was Madonna. Let me tell you this. In my opinion, as shocked as audience members and viewers were at Lil Nas X's behavior, they gave him a pass. We've given this, I'm talking to the black men out there. I'm talking to the black men and women out there. We've given him a pass. Look at the two slides. I'm not being racist. If you look at the slide to the right, that's not that shocking to me. A woman kissing another woman and they're both white. This is white people shit. It always have been. Remember at the beginning of the video, my friend who was making fun of rap? It's so stupid. Well, I told him, yeah, well, all y'all do is worship the devil and kill and screw y'all relatives. Kill your mama. Shoot your daddy. Screw your sister. That's what I said to him. I made fun of him by telling him, all y'all music is about worshiping the devil. So the picture to the right, as provocative as it was back then, it really wasn't that provocative to me. It really wasn't new to me. That's white people shit. Lil Nas X has made this shit mainstream. He is, and I'm sorry, Ma, for cussing. I'm sorry. This bothers me so much. I have a son. He grows up looking at this crap. It scares the living hell out of me because in no way, shape, or form on God's green earth ever will I condone this. This will never be okay with me. I don't care how popular it gets. And I'm not sitting here gay bashing. Or maybe I am. I don't know. This is how I feel. Allow me to end with this. Matthew 16, verse 26 says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Let me read that again. Woo! I'm sweating in here, y'all. As my father would say, I feel the Lord's presence in this place. For what is a man profited? Read this carefully. Read along with me. I'm not trying to draw this out to be dramatic. I'm sitting in my seat, but on the inside, I am doing cartwheels and jumping up and down. My head is hitting the spiritual ceiling. My fist is pumping. My teeth are showing. They're gritting and gnashing. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Folks, the answer to that question is very simple. What shall a man gain or profit? What shall a man be profited if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? Not much. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Son of a Preacher Man. I hope you will come back for State of the Union, Clout Chasing, Devil Worship, and Social Media, Part 2. Thank you very much.